Hello, dear Arisen. Welcome to this glorious adventure of Dragon's Dogma 2. Man, what a wild ride I've had with this game. I hold Capcom close to my heart with titles such as Monster Hunter, one of my all-time favorite games since I was little, to games such as Resident Evil. But I've got to be honest with you, I really tried Dragon's Dogma 1, and I quit the game completely after only 1 hour playing it. Let's just say, it wasn't my cup of tea, okay? I just quit it all completely and had the game collecting dust, so I was kinda on the fence before even trying Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm just glad I worked through my own insecurities and decided, hell, what other game out there excites me at the time, screw it, let's just buy it. But after I bought it, one of my friends told me that this single player game had microtransactions, and you know how much I hate them, and I returned the game. But then my job gave me some money to spare, and I decided to buy the game back and try it out for myself. Man, I am glad that I did. Okay, so what's the big deal? This is for my negative crowd, such as myself. What's wrong with this game? Well, I can tell you this. Everything that this game does well overshadows and overcompensates for any negative concern you may have regarding this masterpiece. But you know me if you watch my previous honest reviews. Also, thank you for watching this one, I really mean it. And you know I will be brutally honest every time I make this type of videos. I owe it to you. So let's get the negatives out of the way first. Microtransactions. Boy, don't we hate these words. Especially in single player games. I honestly don't know who made the decision to include this, but this buddy needs to get fired ASAP. We don't need these people ruining amazing companies like Capcom who make top-notch and highly addictive games, focusing on their player base instead of their pockets. Sure, they do make a lot of money, but because we have so much freaking fun in their games. Man, I am an easy customer. Make me have fun. I will spend my cash, it's simple as that. This game has store credits such as summons to pawns, reawakening stones just in case you die, and fairy stones, $2.99 a piece. Really, Capcom? Really? We hate you for this, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It literally cost you customers and almost costed you myself, because all my friends were influencing me to not even purchase this game. I agree with all the people who hate microtransactions, and I'm on that boat with you, especially in single player full price damn games. But the good news, boys, is that it's really easy to get these items in game. I honestly think that Capcom did this in order to ease players who never played this type of games in the past, or that simply does not have enough time and just wanted to complete the main mission and not do anything else in the game. However, it's no excuse for this predatory microtransactions, but the game it's really long, which leads me to my second big issue with the game, traveling. Look, I get why some players, like busy parents or other people who simply work too much, don't see an appeal to this type of games. It's a truth. Your character demands attention from you, and this world of Dragon's Dogma 2 needs you to spend time in it to even get good with a certain build that you want. Otherwise, you will end up sucking and quitting. But for the love of God, Capcom, why did you make traveling such a freaking hassle in this game? Brother, just give us the abilities to come back to some towns that we have visited already without having to spend fairy stones, which you charge us $2.99 to buy. Sure, there are ox carts, but who the hell uses them? They are so rare to find exactly at the time that you need them to travel. This issue is one that you can easily solve in an update or a patch or something. It will make the game replayable and easier on more people who don't have 6 hours a day like myself to play video games. Make traveling easier, especially after you beat the freaking game the first time around. Give us something, Capcom. Now, let me tell you, most of the time I'm not traveling because I'm having so much fun finding new locations or hidden caves. Man, what a thrill. But for people who want to beat the game in 10 hours, this is not optimal, especially if their system runs a bit slow. Talking about slowness, There are some lags when you get to certain towns, and there are some issues with the frame rate. Maybe it's because I'm on PS5, maybe not on PC, but on PS5 you do see the issues. But that's my personal experience, and to be honest, it's very minimal, but I've noticed it. You could have made this game 60 frames per second, Capcom. We know your capabilities. But nothing too bad in this department. Next bad thing, and it's something I personally wish could be added in the game later on, is multiplayer. Now, don't get me wrong, I love pawns, and I love them when my pawn tells me they help other players. But you know how much more fun this game would be with friends? This will be the funnest game of the decade if it had multiplayer, and I truly mean it. But hey, that's me dreaming, okay? So is that enough negativity for you, my negative crowd? Well, this is the honest truth. And if you play this game at this current patch, you will notice these issues like myself. You've been warned, but stick around for the positives though. I'm sure you will consider buying this game. So here are the positives, the meat and potatoes, the grand elephant in the room, my personal experience. Honestly, how can you not love this game? This precious gem of a game with this immersive world, this glorious bosses, this epic view, and this masterpiece of a story. And most importantly, the combat. Oh, the dear combat. Enough to make me cry of joy. Let me try to explain this game as humanly possible and how fun this game really is. The world. Man, it's rare that any game catches me into trying to figure out every puzzle, try to talk to every NPC, try to see every ending, and most importantly, try every different vocation, which are basically classes, in one single game. This game exceeded my expectations in this department. The world of Dragon's Dogma 2 is glorious and terrifying. It's peaceful in a moment and chaotic in another. There are NPCs. There are no NPC markers to find hidden quests. You must speak to them directly. Random NPCs have quests for you without you even knowing that they have quests for you. This is amazing. It connects you more to the world as you try to speak to everyone, which they sometimes can tell you hints about the game that are not explained, or hidden locations with new classes awaiting for your discovery. It makes the game feel this much alive, feels real, and have a greater purpose than even yourself, the Arisen, the king of this world. Even you fall short of the mysteries surrounding Dragon's Dogma 2. Even the ending makes you feel like a little ant, and you thought you had pawns? Well, I'm not going to spoil the story for you, but let's just say that in the end, you will see who the true pawn was all along. This is what I mean about this game. It's intriguing, has mystery, has ambition, the world and story are fantastic, and I really don't want to spoil the story for you. That's how much I love it, that I will tell you. But if you're on the fence like I was on buying this game, please give it a go if you can, and you won't regret it, I promise. Well, sounds good, Marcos, but what about the gameplay? My friend, it's magnificent. Not only do you have 10 different classes to suit your style or mix and match, but you also have different skills with those vocations in order to create the ultimate Arisen, and they all play fantastic. Now, I will throw in a bit of a negative. There is no lock on for your enemies, which is a shame. But once you get used to it, it's all good. It didn't take away from my immersion whatsoever. But man, the classes here all feel unique. You can be a thief and steal from NPCs and backstab enemies, dealing immense damage potential. It's my favorite class so far. But you do take a lot more damage. You have the fighter, your typical sword and shield. This one is really good and really forgiving for newcomers. It's the most complete build in the game in my opinion. We also have the mage, amazing for healing, although it's not as fun to play as the main character for me, but amazing as a pawn. We have the warrior, pure brute strength and amazing durability, but very slow. The range, the sorcerer, the magic, the archer, the mystic spear hand all feel amazing and satisfying. once you level those certain vocations. The boss fights are top notch. My favorite part of this game has to be the bosses. They're all very well designed and none of them are pushovers. Of course you can exploit their weakness, but that's the whole point of the game. Mounting these huge monsters are amazing. You feel like you're in an epic adventure. Like for example, one time a griffin drove me like an Uber ride to a whole different area of the map, and I was just hanging on, shedding on its feathers, not knowing what just happened while in the clouds. Then he landed in a nest and I killed him. And then I cooked myself filet mignon in the game and I kept moving. These spontaneous moments, you get real time to this environmental craziness. It's magical. This world is truly magical. Obviously, there are the RPG mechanics like leveling up, buying weapons, enhancing those weapons, and finding treasure chests. But these are all fine and lead you to even more exciting adventures. Leads the story into something. This story is something you have to experience. The bread and butter of this game is gameplay. But if you're into story, this game has it for you. And it has its mystery. I believe the game has like 5 different endings. 3 of them are secret endings. I'm not really sure, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. I am doing you a favor, trust me. So overall, amazing gameplay, beautiful immersive world, great mechanics, plenty of fun activities to do, great pawn system, plenty of bosses, plenty of loot, and plenty of fun. This game is Game of the Year contender, and I personally see it winning. I hope I am wrong and that this 2024 year brings a lot of changes to the gaming industry, such as the destruction of Sweet Baby Inc. and these social justice pretenders trying to appeal to a different planet besides our own. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed these reviews. I honestly had a blast making this video and playing this beautiful game. Thank you. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. Love you all.